I think you know what we are talking about today. City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. Wow! So good. It's my favorite in the series so far. I'm almost finished with City of Fallen Angels, and this one's still my favorite. I can't help just smile at the thought of this book. It was fantastic. It's so good. Oh my gosh. But before I get into this, I just want to tell you guys, because I was really excited. Guess what came in the mail today? I think everybody knows. Allegiant. Ah, and oh, I'm so excited. Doesn't it look so pretty? As I've mentioned before, I believe Divergent Trilogy, probably my favorite, or at least top 2 of my favorite series right now. And Allegiant is the last book in the trilogy, and I got it today, and it is taking every fiber of my being not to read it right away. I really want to finish City of Fallen Angels before I read this, but then I'm gonna have to read this because I'm so excited. Fun fact, months and months and months ago, we found out that it was not only going to be told in Trista's perspective, but dual perspectives, including 4. And I guess I forgot about it since it was so long ago. And so I read the description of the book, and when it said that, I literally choked because I forgot, and then I realized it again, and I couldn't breathe because I was so excited. I don't know why I was having a panic attack. I don't know why. It just gets me all riled up. This is like my most anticipated book that I have been wanting to get so far. I pre-ordered this months ago, and so now it's here, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to read it. But yes, just wanted to share. So back to City of Glass. I loved it so much. I'm just gonna say right now 5 out of 5 stars if you haven't guessed that already. So this one's different because the entire book, or except the little bit of the beginning of the book, takes place in Alicante, in Idris, and it was very interesting to finally see the Shadowhunter city because we never seen the actual physical form of it before until now, and it was just so beautiful and so well written. Cassandra Clare is an amazing writer, such detail without getting us bored. It's just so great, and I think one of my favorite things is this whole entire book was action-packed. There was never, ever, ever a dull moment in this book, and she always kept you on the edge of your seat and always waiting for the next thing to happen because you never knew what was gonna happen, and so much happened in this span of a book. I mean, it's pretty thick to begin with, but a lot happens in this book. So the premise of the story is that Clary isn't supposed to be in Idris. She's not supposed to be there at all, and she knows it could get her in a lot of trouble, but as I've said before, Clary always thinks before she acts, and she's aware of it. She said it herself. She knows this, but she can't help it. But it still gets the reader so frustrated with her. The reason why Clary wants to go to Idris is because the one person who knows how to wake her mom up from her coma is there, and so she must go there to meet the warlock Ragnar Fell so she can hear her mother. But she goes anyway because she wants to figure out what's going on, because the Clave really has to figure out what Valentine's next move is, because the last of the mortal instruments is the mortal mirror, and nobody knows where it is or even what it looks like. So they're assuming that it's in Alicante, and that's why Jace and Alec and the rest of the Lightwoods are planning on going there so they could just figure out what their next move is and have the council with the Clave. And Clary wants to go, but Jace won't let her. But, you know, she's disobedient and she goes anyway. Meanwhile, Simon goes as well, and then he's captured by the new Inquisitor. Now we can say that Simon's a vampire. Whoa! Because the reason why everybody's so suspicious about Simon is because he's a daylighter vampire, and so, you know, there's something wrong there when we find out what's wrong with that, but yeah, and so this new Inquisitor really doesn't like Simon. Go figure. What is with the Inquisitors? The first one was crazy and died, and then the second one's crazy and died. And basically it's just about Valentine forming the demon army, and then there's this giant battle at the end, and it was so intense. Well, not really, because it lasted for like 5 minutes, but still, it was intense because the stuff that side stuff going on. Valentine doing the real action on the sidelines while the battle's going on. That's the stuff that was intense. And it was crazy. And you need to read it because it was oh my god. No words can describe this book because of how complex it was, how much I love it, because when I really like something, I can't put into words my love for it because it's just so big and a large range, and yeah, that's it. So what I found out was that a lot of people, before reading City of Glass, believed that this person on the cover was Alec, but indeed, it is not. It is our new found character, Sebastian. And so Clary forms this new bond with this character, Sebastian, that we meet. We don't really know much about him. Now, before reading this book, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, there are various places where you can get spoiled about these kinds of things. And it wasn't necessarily spoiled, but I was aware that everybody hated Sebastian with a sick passion, but I didn't know why until I read the book. Because when I first started reading, I said, why? Sebastian seems like an interesting character. I don't mind him. In a very gradual process throughout the novel, I started liking him less and less. And he started getting creepier and creepier until I realized there is something deeply wrong with this guy. I hate him with a sick passion like everybody else does now. And then we find out why! And it's just such a huge shocker. Well, not a shocker to most of us because I guess we were anticipating this, but it's still pretty crazy how it all connects and works out, and it's how Sebastian's involved in all of this and that, and ooh, I loved it. There were just so many elements in this book, and you were never ever bored for a second. And that's what you really look for in the book, that a book that you love and that you do not want to stop reading ever, non-stop. And it's not like I finished this book in a day, obviously. For some reason, the Mortal Instruments series, it takes me a little longer to read other series. I guess it's because there's just so much going on and so much to look into and so much detail that it takes time to just absorb it all for me, personally. And so it takes me a little bit longer to read other books than this book, but I still enjoy it so much. It's so good. It's just so much going on. And then there's also the aspect of going deeper into the clave. Basically, mustering up everything I said from City of Ashes, I want to contribute here to City of Glass, because the clave is so corrupt and so unjust, and it makes us think, because really, we're wondering, is the clave as good as we think it is? And was Valentine proving a point? I believe so. He just wasn't going about it the right way. The clave definitely needs changing, but not to the extent that Valentine wanted. But there has to be changes, because the things they're doing, it's not right, and it's not just, and it needs to be stopped. And they do make changes at the end of this book, and for the better, and it's great, because then everybody's happy, sort of, and everybody lives. Oh wait, no, I'll just get rid of that. I'll cut that out because that's funny. Shadowhunters and Downworlders come together at the end to have a somewhat sense of harmony. Not that everybody's best pals or anything. There were the Accords, but nobody really went by them that strongly. But now they're really joining because how much more involved Downworlders are going to be. The Downworlders are going to be in the clave, and you're just going to read all about it, and you're going to love it, and you're going to think it's amazing. And well, I'm not going to tell you how you feel, but that's just how I felt. This is just a top-notch A+ book, and it was great, and I loved it. I've heard that City of Glass is the best in the series so far, and so far from what I've read, they're right. And so those of you who have read City of Glass, please let me know what you thought of it, because I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it with you guys, people. I'm not just sitting here just saying what I'm saying for nothing. I want to discuss with people, so please discuss with me so we can talk about this together, because it gets me so excited, like you can tell. So if you liked this book, or if you read it, tell me if you felt the same way I did, or even if you didn't, and tell me what you thought. I want to hear everybody's opinions no matter what. So let me know how you feel about it. So that was kind of like a shortened version of City of Glass in a nutshell, because there's so much I want to talk about, but I can't fit it into one video at the moment, so I will do that in my discussion later on the TMI series, like I said. So I will do that, and I will talk to you later, and I'm going to go. DFTBA, bye! Hello, also one more thing. Remember in my Mary Kiss Cliff tag where I said I didn't like Alec? That was back in City of Bones and City of Ashes, okay? I didn't really like him that much, but in City of Glass his character formed a lot more into somebody that I loved and had very much so compassion about, and I think him and Magnus are just adorable together, but I love Alec now. I'm just putting that out there, okay? Because I don't want people to hate me. But I wouldn't care really, but that's my personal opinion, and so I'm just saying that I like Alec now. I didn't like him before, but now that we've seen him grow as a character and see more of his side of the story in all of this, I understand him more, and I like him so much more. Just saying. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks. Bye!